All right, welcome everyone to Variant Roles. I am your host and game master Dan Gaston at MadSideDM on Twitter. I use he/him pronouns, and we are here for MCG Mixtape with Vislae, some more Invisible Sun anthology stories with some of our favorite Vislae in Saturnine. And we're going to jump right into it and let them remind you who they are playing. And why don't we start with Anders?
Hi, I'm Anders, and you can find me on the internets at Anders_D_K. I use he/him pronouns, and I am playing Key, a connected stoic apostate who caught fire's eye. Tonight they will be using they/them pronouns.
Excellent. Perfect. Continuing right around with Alexis. Alexis, how are you doing?
Hello, I am Alexis. I use she, her pronouns, and you can find me at Vox Venato on the Twitter sphere. And tonight I will be playing Serena, and she is an aromatic empathic weaver who speaks with the moon using she, her pronouns.
Excellent. And Matthew.
That's me. I am Matthew. Every time. I am Matthew Foreman. You can find me at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns. I'm going to be playing Nigel. He uses he, him pronouns too, you know? He is a bizarre stoic vat who consorts with demons. There we go.
Excellent. Perfect. I am here for it. And last, but definitely not least, Emma.
Hello, I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. I use she, her pronouns, as does Daphne, who is a bizarre stoic goetic who writhes and squirms.
Excellent. People are here for the tentacles, and with Daphne in tow, they are always here. All right, so at least a few of you have made some advancements and improvements in your characters since the last time we played, and people have solidified their character arcs. Normally that's done during character creation, but of course for this anthology series and getting things together, we often got people started without starting character arcs just to get them used to the system and get them into a game and get them running. So why don't we touch base a little bit on some of those details, and we'll start with Emma because Emma has advanced in her forte.
I sure have. Am I just explaining how I advanced?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Daphne has moved up a bit in her forte and now has something called interface. So I can now communicate telepathically with anyone that I touch, which is exciting.
Yes, absolutely. And I don't remember yet whether I actually copied the details of that into your character sheet, but I will do so. Yeah, you spend the sorcery, you activate the forte ability, and you can communicate telepathically. But if you're doing something like persuading them or threatening them or something like that, you'll get +1 to your venture because you've connected to them telepathically via your tentacles. So
obviously has to be through that.
Yeah, exactly. So that empowers you. And what is your character arc that you've started with for your character?
So my character arc, I'm just reminding myself back here. My character arc is that I am currently working on uncovering a secret, and I am working with my lovely, beautiful friend Serena on that.
Excellent.
I'm gonna let her take over the describing that since I'm sort of tagging along.
Well, I think you actually have two separate. You both have uncovering a secret, but you have two separate secrets.
Yes.
So,
okay.
So you're helping each other, and if you wish, you can spend acumen at any time to open another character arc. One of which is called like Aid a Friend. So you can do that one way or reciprocally. which also then basically lets you get acumen every time you help someone advance in their arc.
That's so cool.
I forget the exact cost, although I can look that up easily enough. Opening aid a friend costs 1 acumen. So anytime you have 1 acumen to spend, you can feel free to do that. So you're looking for secrets about the Forgotten Mother.
Correct. I am looking for secrets about the lovely Forgotten Mother. I want to know all there is to know about her. So I'm searching for some secrets to help me better understand her and her tentacles.
Excellent. All right. Let's see. We also had some advancements from Anders.
Yes, we did. My cat is currently trying to climb on top of my webcam, so apologies if it's a little shaky for a minute or two. Yeah, he advanced as an apostate and became an exultant warrior and is now real good at the sword because he was not doing very good at the fire. So, yeah.
Excellent. All right. And you have a character arc as well that you've picked.
I do. Key is looking for romance.
All right. Any details? Any particularities you have your eyes on?
This may upset some of Key's friends, but Key is kind of fixated a little bit on the angel that they turned in, to the point that Key remodeled their apartment to be a nest. So they're a little obsessed with them right now. Not that one in particular, but angels in general.
Okay. So you're looking for some romance with a creature of the legacy known as an angel. Excellent. Mm-hmm. I can see a neat interaction there potentially with fire. Not that all angels have fire. Lots of demons do too, of course. But I can imagine an angel with a big flaming sword.
Yeah. Might have watched Good Omens this weekend.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. And okay. And let's see, going around. So Nigel, you've decided on some arcs as well.
Yeah, I got the restoration arc because I lost my arm. That's the one I got, and I've advanced it somewhat.
Yes, you have, and I think we will touch base on that probably shortly as well. And we have Alexis.
Ooh, me. So let's see. I had a crux to spend, and I think we're spending it on. I'm sorry, I'm making decisions right now. I think we're gonna go with something that just feels very something tells Sereno that I don't really have access to yet. I'm gonna go with Stalking the Night. I'm faster and more graceful at night, and I know how to use the shadows to my advantage when I want to be unseen.
Yeah, and it's a no-cost ability, so you don't have to activate it. It's basically anytime it is night that you add 3 sort of like temporary bene, essentially, into your movement pool. Perfect. Excellent.
It's pretty great.
All right. And you also picked a character arc.
I did. My arc is to uncover a secret. And
excellent.
I want do we have a specifics to
yes.
the secret that I'm trying to uncover?
Yeah, so the general arc is uncover secret, but you usually want to focus it specifically to your character.
So I'm focusing on the missing moon.
Excellent. Yes. There are rumors. Some say that there were once 2 moons, not 1, that hung in the actuality and visible in the sky above Saturnine. And so as someone who speaks to that soul moon, what happened to their partner? Perhaps the moon has told you of this a little bit, that it's missing, but the moon doesn't even know what happened to them. Excellent.
Sad.
It is sad.
Gotta know about that missing moon.
You gotta know about this missing moon.
That's right.
All right. So, Nigel, several days ago, well, actually, last week, you had a visit, correct?
Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah, so you had a visit from Emma Elizabeth from our Saturday night game, As the Suns Burn. Do you want to give at least the broad strokes of what transpired?
Yeah, Emma Elizabeth, who I never met before, came to me and wanted to know what happened at the Ash Garden, the child factory labor place that I destroyed with the Void with Lucky and Alice. She had all sorts of questions, and she said if I answered them, she would summon a demon that would restore my arm, give me its arm or whatever. So I told her all about the Ash Garden. Everything I knew, which wasn't much. Then she, unlike her friends, made good on a deal.
Yeah, so, and yeah, Nigel doesn't actually know much because he basically answered the equivalent of like a help wanted ad put out by Alice and then just committed terrorism.
Yeah, well, you know.
Excellent. Yeah, so, and you know, aided and abetted in the an artifact of the legacy being consumed by the void and all kinds of other things. But so Emma Elizabeth said that she was going to summon a demon that could craft for you a replacement for your arm. So a few days ago, you got an alert slid in to your Vislae DMs on Vislagram. And of course, you know, communicating through the noosphere, if you only have the basic access, it's like sending a letter because it takes a day to 3 days to actually arrive at somebody. So it's not good for, you know, instant communication. But it basically told you a date and time, like a few days later, to be at a tavern in Firetown called Tatty Bye Byes.
All right. Tatty Bye Byes. I knew a lass who used to say that a lot. Oh.
So is Nigel going to go... It didn't specify, like, come alone. It just said, you know, go to Tatty Bye Byes at a certain date and time, and there'll be a delivery for you. So are you going to take anybody else with you? Are you going to take any of your friends?
I mean, I'm pretty gregarious, so I suppose I'd be all excited and tell my friends all about it. I tell them about meeting with Emma Elizabeth, and I tell them I'm going to get me an arm. I got a message, and I get to go to Tatty Bye Byes and probably pick me up an arm.
So I imagine this is probably happening at the Nebulous Quirk.
Yeah,
you know?
This is this is our opening scene.
Yeah, the opening scene, the coffee table, the camera pans, right? There's a terrible, you know, singer-songwriter playing at open mic in the background, singing some song about perfume dogs.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So she's all like, you're a terrorist, Nigel. You're easy to find for a terrorist. I'm all like, no, I'm really just a librarian. And she's like, tell me what you know. I'm like, I'll tell you what I know when you give me an arm. And she's all like, all right, but and then now I think I'm gonna get an arm.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Are we gonna go with you?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a celebration, isn't it?
I suppose so. What is a Tatty Bye Bye?
It's the way we say back in the grey where I'm from, how we say goodbye.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a place?
No, what? No, it's how you say goodbye. It's a phrase. Tatty Bye Bye. Say it all the time.
We're going to a place like that now.
Yeah, it's named after the phrase.
Okay. I thought we were going to a phrase, and I wasn't quite sure how that was going to happen.
What? It's Saturine, isn't it? It could be just an assemblage of words serving as a meeting place.
That's very
Oh.
possible, yes.
Or perhaps you're going to say goodbye to something else.
I've been there once or twice, and what's nice about it is that no one knows your name. No matter how often you go,
Oh,
no one knows your name.
right. So it's imbued with like secrets and shit.
That's
Mitty.
right. That's why I like it.
Perfect. Because I should probably lay low. I don't think I should be telling people my name because I might have committed some light terrorism.
Well, funny
Yes.
thing about Tatty Bye-Byes. They enjoy, you'll get to enjoy salutations.
Yeah. Safe salutations. Tatty bye-bye.
That's right.
Oh, listen, my mans. I think we should go.
Yeah.
I only understand about 50% of the implications right now, but I'm absolutely down to go with you.
It's about par for the course, isn't it, love?
Yeah,
That's
pretty
more
much.
than most of us most of the time, so.
Yeah. So let's
You're
go
doing
get
good.
on. Let's go
Doing
get
great. Yes. And I'm for Nigel.
All right, so you make your way through another autumn evening. So the sun has set. An autumn evening in Fartown. The leaves are perpetually falling from the trees. They crunch underfoot, and it is a cool, crisp night with a bright, bright moon shining down on everything. And so you eventually make your way to Tatty Bye-Byes, which is on Cheer Street. And
That's right.
yeah, there is it is indeed sort of this brick building that it looks like there's, you know, a shop or something on the main floor and a residence on the second floor above it. And Tatty Bye-Byes is entered sort of down in the basement underneath. And when you go in, it's a relatively sort of standard tavern that whoever built it sort of definitely took their design cues from Shadow, circa what Shadow would call the 1980s. And there's like rickety tables and like a large central bar. There is a tall bartender behind the door, behind the bar, who welcomes you in when you come in. He says, "Welcome to Tatty Bye-Byes, where we never know your name. Please have a seat. My name's Mass."
I won't remember that.
No, probably not. But that's okay. So,
But nice to learn it again.
just the four of you? Food, drinks?
Well, actually, there's supposed to be a fifth person. I'm supposed
Oh,
to be
well.
meeting someone.
Let me take this big booth over here.
All right.
So, food, drinks?
I will take something hot, like hot chocolate or coffee, but just very hot, like hotter than you're supposed to serve it, please.
Oh, I get just the thing for you.
Is it a flaming? Is it something flaming called the unsafe salutation?
I'd light
I like
it on
it.
fire. That would be fine.
Yeah. He comes out with the, you know, it's like a large mug of coffee that is boiling. Like in the mug, it is just constantly boiling with the vapors coming off, and it never seems to stop boiling. As you drink it, you eventually notice there's like a little like flaming figure that is like resting at the bottom of the cup. Like, just every once in a while when you tip it, you just like see this little miniature humanoid figure that's like curled up in the bottom of the cup that keeps it boiling.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you have a name?
Yeah, you won't remember though.
Should I even bother asking?
You can call me Lars.
Hello, Lars. Is it uncomfortable if I continue drinking from this?
No, this is my job.
All right, well.
It's kind of like a hot tub.
Oh, well, that sounds nice. Cheers.
Taddy bye-byes. And so, yeah, he'll bring out, drinks, assorted, whatever you ask for. You spend sort of about 5 orbs a piece in order to, to pay the tab. And after not too terribly long, the door swings open, and people are quite shocked when a large red-skinned demon ambles into the bar. It looks like the upper body is like a very large gorilla. It's got a little bit of fur. There is, like, from the knuckles and places like that, there's occasionally these like bony, spiky protrusions that come out. It's got a ring of eyes that go all around its head, giving it 360-degree vision. And its upper body is way bigger than its lower body. Like, those cartoons where they draw, where you've got this, like, a bodybuilder guy that's got, like, teeny tiny legs? It's like that. The demon is naked. And let's just say it's got short but very thick legs. And it announces itself as tripod, and it really is a tripod.
Oh, well.
So I think that's for you.
Looking for Nigel.
Ah, see?
That's me, love. How are you today?
And he sort of ambles over. It's sort of like knuckles down and walks over, dragging along the floor. And it's got like a sack sort of slung on its back. Emma Elizabeth sent me.
Of course
Got
you
a
do.
delivery.
Of course you do.
She sent a note. And sort of unslings this, like satchel, essentially. It's oblong, something clearly wrapped inside, and hands it over. And there's like a little card sort of stuck to it, and the demon just says, "No need to tip," and then discorporates.
Shame he won't remember my name. I'm gonna read the note.
You
And
can
the
always
note-
make him remember later.
The note, in very haughty fashion and very Emma Elizabeth, basically just says, next time you decide to commit fucking terrorism, I'm not going to help you, but hopefully this squares things away a little bit. I thought you would particularly like the aesthetic choice.
I'll unwrap it.
So you sort of unwrap the bag, and then whatever's inside is sort of like wrapped in sort of plain brown paper, but it is oblong and sort of thicker at one end than the other.
All right.
And as you unwrap it, the package in your hand is squirming and pulsing a little bit as you unwrap the paper. And as it unwinds, it reveals whatever inside it appears to be entirely made out of this black substance that glistens like oil on water. It's like onyx black. Blacker than, it's like Vanta black. Like it's so dark that it seems to absorb the light, but it has this faint oil sheen on it of like purples and iridescent greens. And it moves, but as you unwrap it, it appears to be an arm with like a socket sort of at the shoulder, and because I forget actually where your arm, how high your arm was lopped off.
I believe it was, kind of at the elbow or what have you.
Yeah, at the elbow or so. So this basically articulates. It's got a cup, just above the elbow. When you look at the cup, the edges around it like writhe and wriggle, and the whole interior is like lined with cilia almost that are squirming and moving. But as you look at them close, the ends of each of them has these like sharp, hooked little mouths on them. And yeah, the arm almost doesn't want to stay in your grip.
Yeah.
Like it's slippery. It terminates in a hand, but something doesn't quite look right about the fingers. They're a bit too long. And instead of having like multiple joints, they don't seem to have any joints. They're like they're tentacle fingers.
I put it on.
So as you sort of let's see here. All right, sorry, froze momentarily. So as you sort of sock it on, there's a bit of biting, screaming pain as the tentacles like sink their little mandible jaws into your arm and like tighten up on the floor skin. And you take an anguish.
Oh, I think, is VR down for anyone else?
If we're just on the lag, then it's just because I had a freeze a second ago.
Okay.
It's frozen for me.
Yeah, let's see, make sure it comes back.
Oh, commercial.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. We just had a little bit momentary freeze that happened there.
So this thing is biting down on me, and I have an anguish.
So this is biting down on you, and it has given you an anguish. Or sorry, not an anguish, a wound.
Oh, a wound. Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
It's purely physical, as it sort of bites and clamps and like tightens itself on.
Oh. Is the wound where 3 of them and I'm dead?
Yes. Yeah, but you can take a 10-minute or 1-hour rest action to remove a wound.
All right then. Oh, I just like, as it affixes its freaking teeth and whatnot to me, and it attaches and is obviously causing me great pain. I'm like, it's all right. There's no beauty without pain. Oh, fuck, that hurts.
Do you need a drink, Nigel? Would that help? Or perhaps your arm needs a drink? Maybe both of you?
I'll hold up my writhing Vanta Black obsidian with far too many teeth, apparently. Arm. Yeah. some whiskey would be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bar and do I remember that the bartender's name is Mass?
Oh
Do I-
yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I don't forget till I leave. I'm
No,
gonna get
that's right.
some whiskey for Nigel and another for Nigel's arm.
Okay, and Mass is sort of looking over. He goes, "I had something special. I think he'll like. Maybe you'll like it too. It's 10 orbs, so it's a little pricier."
How special?
Oh, let's just say, by the looks of that arm of his, he's gonna really like the taste of this.
I put down 10 orbs.
And he pulls out a bottle, and it's this
I've
like
got 5.
smoky.
I'll split that with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Anything for
Cheers.
Nigel's arm, you know.
And he pulls it out, and he pours, a good 2-fingered pull. And the bottle is this sort of dark, very thick cut glass. The whiskey has just a hint of red underneath the brownish liquor. And the bottle just says hatred.
Oh.
Perfection.
Yeah,
I
and
was-
you can just see this like curled red leaf in the bottle of the glass. And you've been back in Saturnine in the actuality long enough to know that emotion leaves are a thing. They're mined by the Emotion Mills Consortium out in the abstraction. And it's a thing. Some say that many people in Saturnine are actually perhaps losing their abilities to feel emotions very strongly, and are using these to feel things. But so emotion leaves are used in like food and drinks, and some people just consume them as is or used in magic, and they are literally the distilled essences of emotions. So this is
Does
a
this
whiskey.
process hurt any trees?
No. They're called emotion leaves, but they are mined. And
This is
that mining, or rather they
fascinating.
are milled. Trees are not necessarily involved, nor is anything else that you might think from the gray. It is a far stranger process.
None for me, thank you. I don't need any of that. But Nigel here.
Oh, thank you, Key. You're the best.
Drink up, puppet.
And it burns and sears as it slides down your throat. None of that coolness to follow it, like a lot of other liquors. It just leaves a trail of fire that squirms down into your gut, and you can just feel this like momentarily pulse of raw, unadulterated hatred ripple up and suffuse through your entire being, and you can feel the arm tighten and shiver in pleasure.
Oh, it like that. It like that a lot. What
Feeling
y'all?
better.
Oh yeah. How do you all think I look?
I think it suits you. I think that you and Daphne are going to be getting a bit closer.
Yeah, during this whole time, I would have contributed that to that money pool, except I'm way too close to his arm, just like feeling it up and down and looking at how it attached itself. I'm kind of obsessed.
And whenever like your little sort of tentacles like squirm out of your hand and dance and touch along it, there is both like a little bit of a recognition there, both being tentacular in nature, but there's a bit of a flinch as well, as like a fundamental difference is recognized.
Yeah. I think this looks really good on you. I also think it's very strange. But I think it suits you, hopefully. We'll see.
Emma Elizabeth did a good job. But man, she is stone cold.
She gets it done, though.
Yeah.
Quick question: would we have any of us met any of, except for Nigel?
Just Nigel, I believe, is the only one who has met any of these other Vislae. And
No, I'm
Nigel
getting-
only knows Emma, Elizabeth, Alice, and Lucky.
Yeah, I don't even know if I barely heard the word Henrietta. I barely, yeah.
I need to meet Henrietta is what I need.
They only mentioned Henrietta like briefly. Yeah. Well, I only got one thing left to do, but it's gonna have to wait till later. I need to see Alice.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
What for?
Resolution.
What kind?
I think I'm gonna. Thought a lot about it. Think I owe her one. I think I gotta thank her.
Are you going to give her another arm?
No, I'm not ready for all that yet.
I think Nigel's getting more, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think he's getting more at an arm for an arm, to put it. More of a an act in kind.
No,
No,
not at all. I owe her something for doing this to me. I have to thank her for making me what I am. I was imprisoned by simple human flesh before she excised my arm from me, gave me an opportunity to better myself. She double-crossed me, but hey, all's fair in love and war. I destroyed an artifact of the legacy. I committed a crime against the very fabric of creation. I did. I suppose I had it coming. But when she's a maker. But I think she needs to understand that when she cut off my arm that day, she helped make me into something new.
so you're not upset anymore that she backed out on her deal with you?
Nah.
Well, at least we know that she can't be trusted.
Oh, no. She definitely can't be trusted. She's crazy.
All right, so
Listen, knowing that is most of the battle.
Yeah.
So mechanically, your arm, you can put it under your equipment for now. It's a level 5 object.
Okay.
So it means if you punch somebody, so it's a light weapon because it's a fist, right? So punching someone, so it does 2 damage, but it's a level 5 item, so it adds 5 to your venture when you punch somebody with it.
Jesus. That's crazy.
Badass.
Yeah. And sort of mechanically, metaphysically, contextually, story arc wise, your restoration isn't complete. So I mean, you have your resolution, but you haven't yet hit the climax. So you're going to get 1 acumen for this. This is a step on your restoration, because you have replaced your arm, but it has not yet completed bonding to you.
All right.
So there may be additional steps that you can take that will further the integration between you and this arm.
Good.
All right.
Well, that's enough about me, loves. What should we do for the rest of our day?
Well, we've got some options, don't we? There's still that little mission that the moon gave me.
They did. That's probably the kind of thing that will take multiple things before you're ready to go to one of the leech worlds on the night side of the green.
Right.
Because getting there is not trivial. It's either expensive or needs power, and you're probably going to want to go in prepared. So yes, absolutely, you can work towards further research on that, on the Moth Cities, yeah.
Sorry, when you say the moon gave you a mission, you mean like the moon?
Yes, of course. What do you who do you think I'm talking to all the time?
No, I figured. I just didn't know it was talking back.
Yes. Oh, she tells me many things.
Oh.
Many things, Nigel.
Moon's a woman, huh?
I mean, as much as anything is a woman in this parts.
Yeah, right, of course.
The moon is Talsarina's friend.
She is my friend, she is my mother, she is my guide. She is many things.
Nice. So she gave me a mission.
That's right.
Should
One
we
of
start...
her children is in trouble.
Well, so should we start like collecting resources and digging around on that?
Oh, yes. Oh, I think that it's been so recently this all developed. I don't know if we filled you in fully, but one of her children is imprisoned and she couldn't see them. And so I was tasked with finding a friend of theirs so we could find them. And I got to meet a true spider. The grandmother of spiders.
Wow.
Yes. And this true spider told me, at the cost of secrets, mind you, that the black spiral path can only be accessed from one of the leech worlds of the green. But they are imprisoned, and it will take a lot of preparation, a lot of efforts. And honestly, I'm a bit wary of just going willy-nilly because, I mean, the moon does not shine there.
No.
And I've never been without the moon for very long.
All right.
So we should steel ourselves as much as possible before we venture forth to one of the leech worlds of the green.
For sure. No, they're going to take all sorts of preparation and such.
That's right. So if you have any ideas or suggestions on how to proceed, I am all ears.
Well, you know me, love. I know just about everything there is to know about magic. Can I try to, if we're searching for, if we're snooping for a quest, if that's what we're doing here, can I try to use my intellect and magical knowledge to help her suss out maybe a good step one?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So what's your venture here? You've got, you're using magical lore.
Yeah, I've got magical lore 1.
Okay, so that's a venture of 1 so far, and you can spend a bene from intellect.
Yep, got plenty of that. I'll do
Can
that.
I assist him? Because I also have magical lore.
Yeah, so you can be talking it out together.
All right.
So that'll give you another. So we're at a venture of 3.
I also have magical lore.
So I think only one person can
I thought
aid.
so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, venture of 3. That's gonna be all right.
All right, and so you're thinking about the leech worlds of the green and the moth cities, sort of in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this isn't going to be super common information, but I'm going to say this is like a level 8. So we're looking at 5 or higher on the dice.
All right. Let me try. Woo! Nope, 2.
All right. Yeah, so you know that the leech worlds exist on the night side of the green. So half worlds, kind of like how there's half worlds in Indigo, little pocket realms essentially that hang on the night side of the green. So the night side path, right? So like the inverse of the normal path. So the night side of the green isn't so much about nature and growth; it's about nature in like decay, and sort of that negative aspect. But you don't know any. You know they exist. You're not sure how to get there, and you haven't heard of the moth cities. But so I've just played a Sooth card because we should have played one to start. But I've played the Suspicious Hound. So the Hound stands Sentinel. This is typically a negative card because it suggests that one doesn't have enough information to make a good decision yet. Judgment must be passed and a decision must be made, but there's no clarity.
Well, that's that then.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's funny.
and the Seuss deck never lies.
That's right.
Yeah. But so what happens is as you're sitting there thinking and talking what to do, the door slams open and a pack of child-sized creatures in ill-fitting suits that when you look at them, you quickly realize they are all child-sized insects with like biting pincers, like 6-limbed for the most part. You can see little bits and pieces of carapace, but they're all covered in suits. Most of them are like pin-strapped. Some of them have like little jaunty hats on, and they're the size of like human children. They come in just like talking very loudly. Some of them are smoking. They sort of wave at mass and all make their way to this big table at the back. There's probably about a dozen of them clustered around this table. And they pull out a pack of cards. Like they pull out like a couple of Sooth decks that they start shuffling and dealing out. And they all then appear to be making wagers with one another. But they're not playing for money. They're making wagers, but they're not putting any physical objects down.
Do you think they're playing for information? Or secrets?
I ain't see no money or little animals that they're playing with, so yeah. Knowledge might be the next best item they're bargaining.
Right.
Should we ask if we can play too?
How good's your poker face, love?
Not good.
Listen, I might be okay at this.
I don't think I
The,
have a poker face.
They only have one face.
Is this the spiders game? What is the
they're-
spiders game?
The Spiders game is a game that makers play, and I think only makers.
It's on my Weavers thing.
Or sorry, Weavers I meant, not makers. Yeah.
Okay.
But
So only Weavers play it. Never mind.
It's a secret of Weavers.
Okay, all right. I
Do
was just curious.
Do any of them? They are talking. Are we
Yep,
close
they're
enough that
talking
we
with
can?
each other.
Are we close enough to hear what they're saying? Are they talking loud enough that we can hear what they're saying?
Yes.
So
are
so
they?
you
Are they?
can, but you at the moment you don't know what they're saying because you don't understand the language. They're not speaking Indigo. So like
Got it.
every
Okay.
sun has like a native language plus some other ones, right?
Yeah.
And if Nigel's close, they're not speaking any of the languages of spirits, angels, or demons that he knows. They seem to be speaking some other language entirely. Although it's a bit like a dialect, like there are elements of it that you recognize as sounding similar to Indigo. So you would probably know enough to suspect that they're natives of some half-world, which is under the Indigo sun, and so their language is different. So you catch the odd word now and then, but you're like, did he just say like butt or cake?
Well,
I hope he said cake, personally.
depends on the kind of cake.
It depends on the kind of butt.
True.
If we can't understand them, do you think they'd even let us play with them?
Maybe do we know if they speak other things? No, we haven't tried. We're just watching them.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to talk to them and find out. Lots of creatures speak more than one language. I mean, you all do. You all speak Indigo, and you also speak the secret tongue of Vislae.
I have a question. Would I be able to weave? This might get weird, and if it's not gonna work, just tell me. But would I be able to weave something like illumination from moonlight and sight from freedom to basically give myself my own subtitles?
So that's sort of a divination. Yeah, I don't think that'll work.
It's okay. I was going through my qualities
it's a
of
good-
my
it's a good
threads, thinking
thought.
like, is there anything here I can pull? And I'm
That-
like, this is the best I've got. I don't know. It's a stretch.
So if she had divination instead of illumination, would it work?
Or, you know, something
Seems very Invisible Sun to create your own
something
sun.
like, because it probably wouldn't be divination. Oh yeah, you can totally like this is what weavers do, is they make their own magic. I am sure that there is something like revealing or something would be a quality of an aggregate, and so that with like sight or something.
Okay.
Yeah, the illumination is the closest thing I've got.
You know, the aggregate challenge, for instance, has mysteries, and so like mysteries and sight, or mysteries and illumination, you could argue would be like illuminating mysteries, right? And so
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
That would have been dope.
I also have I have quiet and softness, but they're not speaking softly.
No, in fact, they're speaking quite loudly. You know, they're being very rambunctious. But when they pause and like call out for drinks, they're speaking Indigo.
Yeah.
So
maybe we should just talk to them.
Yeah.
Who wants to play? If we're gonna play, though, who has a good poker face? Does that mean you have 2 faces or 3? Do you have 3 faces?
I don't know about a poker face, but I'm pretty good at reading through a poker face.
Oh, me too.
I'm a librarian, so no, I'm not going to be playing poker.
I'm not sure I know what poker is, nor do I think I have a poker face. But if you need someone to be very bad to convince them that they can trust us, I think that's called a hustle.
I thought that was a dance.
It might be
Listen.
both.
This is almost a very Alice approach to crime. I think this is called a hustle. I read about it once.
Yeah.
I'm
She's
really
with
excited to try it.
She's always with us.
Key, you are delightful, and I don't want you to ever lose that. Let's see. I'm thinking about things that I could weave to make me a little bit better at let's see. I have deception.
Oh yeah. Moonlight has deception, and then with like sight
Yes.
or sight and that totally would
Yeah.
be appropriate for weaving some sort of like illusion to help yourself in deception.
Right. Could I weave those two things and try to make myself a little more difficult to read?
Absolutely. So your default duration, Freedom and Moonlight, is 1 round.
Right.
And you can take a +1 on a relatively insignificant action. Ongoing is a level 2. Or I think this is probably more +1 on a significant action, because this is significant in this case. Ongoing, so that means it'll keep going, and that's only a level 3 effect. So you could spend 3 sorcery and sort of weave yourself to give you a +1 on deception.
Sure. And I'm better at night, so that gives me a +1 to that, right?
That'll apply when you're making any of your ventures. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep. So you don't need to roll anything for the magic because you're doing it on yourself. So presumably, we assume you consent to the magic working on yourself.
I suppose.
Yeah. And so basically, for everyone, like, what do you want this to look like? Do you want it to be almost like obscuring your features with like a particular expression? Do you want your face to be obscured? Like, do you have any particular envisionment about how this spell manifests itself, what it looks like?
So what I imagine is that my face looks more or less like my face. It just becomes very difficult to discern what emotions are coming across, and maybe even that I can suppress or exacerbate emotions that I choose.
Okay.
Sort of give a sort of false reading, as it were,
Okay.
of what's going on underneath.
Yeah. Okay. So sort of like you're essentially like dampening or amplifying particular emotions as you feel them, as opposed to like trying to hide them altogether.
Sort of, yeah. I want to like subdue
like,
any of my
selectively.
natural quirks, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just kind of allow me to be a better poker face.
Yeah. You want to skew everything outside of the normal.
Right.
Yeah, to make it
right.
difficult. Okay, cool. I like it. All right, so so you cast that, and that is ongoing.
All right. Are we doing this?
I'm sure ongoing probably means something like there's a depletion effect, but I don't remember it right now, and I'm not going to look it up. So we'll just assume that it basically lasts. It'll last for the scene.
Awesome. Perfection.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go then. Yep, let's go.
Let's go. Okay.
So as you approach over, one of them that's seated nearby sort of turns their head, because I mean you can't tell. It's an insect. I mean, what is its gender? Does it have one? Who knows? It's like clacking its mandibles, and it's got like a big fat cigar in its mouth and like a pinstriped double-breasted suit that it's wearing. And it pulls out and goes, "Hey, Valero, the Daedal. You want to get in on this here game of chance, do you? You like to gamble. Do you call yourself, any of you, a gambler?"
Yes.
I don't know how much I've ever gambled. It's a game
Oh,
of chance.
newcomers.
How
Oh,
do you play?
we like newcomers. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. This is we play with the Sooth deck. Gives a little bit of extra kick to the proceedings, you know. But
Oh.
this is a modified game of chance. It's based a little bit on something someone brought back from Shadow once. Apparently, there it's called something like Texas Hold'em Up. I don't know.
Oh.
Anyway, but we play here. It's a 10-card draw, and yeah, you get a couple of secret cards. You got some open cards. You got to make a hand.
Oh. All right. Well, if you don't mind teaching.
Oh, of course, of course. We're very welcoming to newcomers. Now, we got some. We like to gamble. Usually, we like to gamble spells,
Oh.
but we can gamble all sorts of other things. I mean, money's not really that interesting. I don't got a whole lot of use for it. I mean, it's shiny and we can use a bit, but at a certain point, just money is money. But spells, secrets, information, all those kinds of things are good, and it really just depends on what you're ponying up. Now, I should let you know, like, you gamble a spell that you're gonna lose it in the wager.
Oh.
Or if you win, we're gonna lose. Whoever gambled it's gonna lose that spell.
Right. Quick question. Because
Yes.
weavers cast spells very differently than like.
So there's general spells, right?
Uh-huh.
Which anybody can learn.
Oh,
If you
okay.
don't have any, you don't have any to gamble.
So I'd have to
think,
gamble something like secrets or something.
yeah, I think
Can
Anders
we-
might be the only person with any general spells at the moment.
I think I have a general spell.
Can
Or
we
maybe
gamble
everyone might-
Infirma?
Ephemera.
Ephemera?
You could gamble an incantation. It just wouldn't have as much value because it's
Okay.
incantation. But yes, you could. An ephemeral object, you could gamble that. They might take that. An object of power, secrets.
Okay, interesting. Well,
I suppose Nigel could also gamble Vancian spells.
Those are more valuable than general spells, yeah?
Probably.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe not necessarily to someone who's not a Vance, because they cast spells very differently. But then again, it might be because the Vances probably get pissed when non-Vances learn their spells.
Yeah. Ooh. I could get in trouble.
So you want in dealt in on the next hand? We can start one a little low,
that might be good, so I get an idea of how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, most spells we start with pretty low level stuff. No one's gonna pop out a totally reality warping spell here off the bat, so you don't have to feel too bad about not having a thick mind roll, as it were. And he goes thinking he's real clever.
I can pony up a wager, but I'm not doing the gambling.
Oh, you don't want to play, but you can put something in?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That would be great.
I will offer Norham's Sea of Words. It's a level 2 alpha spell.
Okay.
I guess I rip it out of my book. Well, I guess I wouldn't rip it yet, but I would just show them. I'd be like, "Oh," I'd shut it real quick.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We don't often gamble with Vances, but yeah. That's good. I like it. on the same page here. We'll all pony up, and yeah, we've got some equivalents. So we'll pony that up in there.
I think I'd like to just watch around and not participate, just to see if I even understand what's happening before I gamble away my limited magical capacities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No problem there. Yeah. Okay.
Daphne, are you playing?
I'm going to watch this first round, but can I just see one of the cards?
Yeah. Of course. And sort of shuffles and turns over a Sooth card. And it is the Compelling Voice. This is Secrets, Ravens, Books, and Flame. So if any of your hearts are associated with that, you will have +1 on the venture. The right voice can command an army. In word or song, the compelling voice bids us to do something we might not do otherwise. It moves us, frightens us, appeals to our sense of reason. Divination, the domination or persuasion inherent in compelling voice can be used both by and against the person in question. So it can be warnings, influence, all that sort of thing. So that's actually the current active card. The color is invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if I remember right...
There has to be an invisible sun.
There is. I mean, the invisible sun powers everything. And I actually forget what the mechanical benefit of that is, so I'm going to say all magic is enhanced by 1.
Ooh.
Sick.
Because that would make sense. Because the invisible sun powers all magic, and nothing is decremented. So this is the currently active Sooth card, by the way.
So after seeing that and reading it, Daphne's going to sit down at the table and play too.
Okay. And what are you wagering?
I also have a spell. I don't want to give it up, but I'm gonna put it in.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bleeding Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
That do I also hold them in like a spell book? Is that how it works?
You do not. It is just in your mind.
Okay.
So you offer it up, and you give a general description of the spell,
okay.
and they accept it as a legitimate wager.
Okay. I don't know how to play.
They'll teach you, and the good thing is we're not actually playing anything. We are just going to make rolls.
Oh boy.
So yeah, so basically the way it's gonna work, because like there's a bunch of them, but ultimately what happens is like really it's like some one-on-one contests. So you'll either win a spell or lose a spell.
Oh, shit.
All right. So, and I'm going to do them in turn for whoever is playing. So, who wants to have their gambling resolved first?
I don't have to go first, but if nobody else wants to go first, I will.
I think it's just you and me, so I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the venture in this case, or the challenge, is going to be hidden because you're gambling.
Right.
So you don't know what cards they hold. And they are very good at stuff. So they just are. And they are, you get this impression because you're a Vislae and you can sense these things. They're a magical creature. So consider that even though like you're lying and deceiving, their senses are magically augmented.
Okay.
So in order to beat them, you're going to need 2 successes.
Okay.
You can use magic. That's not cheating.
Okay.
So you can spend sortilege, But if you've got a spell that you think would apply, that isn't like, kill the guy, right? But if you have some spell that like enhances an ability or something, it's totally legitimate to use.
Uh, I don't. No, I don't. I mean, the only thing I can see through deception.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that would be a bit useful here, but otherwise I don't necessarily think I have anything.
Okay.
And I'm assuming, well, no, that would be cheating, so never mind. Well, I'm assuming that interface they would know that I am I can't just like read thoughts. It's like an actual communication, right?
Well, let's see. I mean, it allows you to communicate telepathically,
Right.
but there's no reason why. Let me just double check here. I'll give you the exact wording of interface. I can touch another being with one of my tentacles and establish contact with them. We can communicate telepathically and I gain +1 to any interaction I have during this communication. So, yes, because it says during this communication. So
Right,
you would have
so
to be
it's
communicating with them telepathically.
Right.
I don't think that's necessarily going to be considered cheating.
So like if I were, because
You're
I
just
guess
talking in his mind while you're gambling. It might piss him off, but it's not going to be considered cheating.
Okay. Would that prove useful here then?
Oh yeah, because you would have +1 to the interaction because you're communicating with him telepathically.
Then
So it'll cost you 3 sorcery to do.
yeah, and I'm good with that.
Okay.
Okay.
So describe what it's like when Daphne interfaces with this gambling insectile creature.
So it's just one-on-one, right? It's just me and this insect.
Yeah, we'll do that for ease of use.
So I think probably no, knowing her, she's gonna like kind of lean in and try to lock eyes with do they have definitive bug eyes?
Yep. They
Okay.
do.
She's gonna try to lock eyes with that, and like 2 little tentacles are gonna come around from around her back and just kind of like gently rest their hands on the side of his face, or her, or their face.
Let's go with they. Yeah, the side of their face. Yeah.
Face embrace.
And my opening line is probably going to be, I hope you're okay with this. It's just easier for me to talk this way.
Oh, this is real weird, but this is what you gotta do. I guess this is what you gotta do.
Thanks so much. You have a very crusty face.
Oh, you're such a charmer. Okay. So that costs you 3 sorcery to activate.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a case where you add 3 to the venture from the ability, because you trigger the ability and it's an ongoing thing, and then it gives you this +1 to any of your interactions.
Okay.
So that's a venture of 1. Your skill at seeing through deception, is that 1 level that you have in it?
Correct.
Okay.
1 level.
So that's a venture of 2. And you can spend Bene from your interaction pool.
Yep, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so that's now a Bene of venture of 3.
And I guess that might be it, unless I can I only spend like one, can I also spend something from like perception?
No, yeah, so you're currently limited that you can only spend 1 Bene on a thing. At the moment, there's a couple of little exceptions to that around sorcery and stuff. But so you can spend 1. So our venture is at 3, and you can spend an enhancement from sortilege to be rolling more than 1 dice.
I'm gonna do that too.
Okay. So then you're rolling 2 dice with a venture of 3.
Okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay, I got a 0 on the magic die.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So that will be a 0 plus your venture. So it may or may not succeed, but it will also trigger flux. And
Okay.
what was your other?
I got a 6.
Okay. So the Daredal goes, yes.
Oh shit.
So let's see. So as your tentacles are sort of writhed and latched on, there's like this feedback when you're trying to like gamble and pump this magical energy into it that rips through your brain, because this is like really one of the first times you've really tried to use. You've been practicing, but this is the first time you've really used interface, your interfacing ability, like out in the wild, as it were. And the feedback rips through your brain, and you gain 1 vex to your intellect pool. So the way vex works is like Bene, except I decide when you spend it.
Ooh, that's fun.
So it doesn't do anything until I tell you to spend it, and then it's a -1 to your venture.
Okay.
So it'll sit in there until then. And further, you can feel the spell that you knew being pulled out of your brain.
Bye.
And you actually no longer know it. So you can relearn this spell with the same things that you need to do to learn a spell, like spending acumen and spending time studying, but it will actually be a bit more difficult for you
Okay.
to relearn it. And the Daredal is just like, ooh, that was dark and delicious. Yeah, I like that one. That was a good one.
I'm gonna
Thanks for playing.
pat his head with my tentacles and say, "Well, that was a new experience. Thank you so much for this. This was new and a little sad."
Well, gambling is all about the ups and downs, excitement and crushing loss and defeat and losing everything you own and ending up on the street and
Yep, I'm
rallying
gonna
back and
go-
climbing to the top.
Okay, I'm just gonna go get a drink now. Thank you so much for this experience. I really appreciate your time, Krusty Man.
And as you walk up to the bar, Mass like slides a drink over towards you and says, "That'll help, and still in the house."
Thanks so much. I'm gonna drink it. I'm not even gonna look at it. I'm just gonna drink it.
Yeah, and it's like a liqueur of some kind, and it is cool and sort of minty and refreshing, and it slides down, and you can just feel this like effervescent bubbling through your brain, which makes it feel a little bit better.
Little tentacles are just like waving in the air.
Yeah, there's
That's nice.
little like when you sort of put the glass down, the sort of dregs. There's little flakes, presumably of some kind of infused emotion leaf, and they glitter sort of silver and gold.
Funny note. This spell that I'm about to put up is literally basically like create subtitles.
Oh my god!
But it does it in their language. It does it in their language. It wouldn't have helped us.
Yeah.
But I literally have like the create subtitle spell. Isn't that
That's
That's
amazing.
amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
It's great.
But it's not in my brain. It's just in my book right now. So
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I think there's a spell that literally creates a wall of text.
Yep, that protects you. Yep, I can do that one
So
too.
cool.
Well, not yet, but
Cool.
one day.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Are
I'm
you
like,
game?
good luck, and I just kind of I don't hand it to her yet. I'm like, don't lose this spell for me. I'm gonna get in trouble if you do.
Listen, no promises. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, how do I play?
All right. And he explains they explain the cards in the draw. But yes, it's the same thing. So we'll resolve it with a single die roll. So
Okay.
let's start building your venture.
Yeah.
So what have we got? We've got
I'm
got
better
some
at
stuff.
night, and
You're
this
better
is
at night,
evening.
so
I
+1.
get a +1 for that. I have understanding people as a level 1 skill.
Okay.
Understanding
I think
people's motives. Sorry.
yes.
I
Okay.
don't know if
Right.
that'll
That's the
apply.
one I was thinking of. Yeah. So that's
I also
2.
have cold reading people at a level 2. That was my
So let's
shadow.
use that instead. I don't think both will apply here,
Okay.
but so we'll apply the better of the 2. So we're at a 3.
Okay. Do you only use 1 skill at a time? Is that how this works?
You can sometimes use 2, but yeah. These ones are
I
so
have-
similar to one another that I think just the better of the 2
That's okay. I
in
have
this situation.
resist.
That's when you're making resist rolls. So when someone
When
tries
someone's
to
like doing
attack your
something to
mind.
me.
Yeah.
Understood. I just didn't know if it would help him to not read me.
No.
Okay. I do have my spell active.
Yes. So we've got that spell active. And so that's deception, so that's another +1. And you'll be rolling 2 dice in this case because you are using magic to overcome this challenge. So you've got a venture of 4 right now.
Okay.
You can spend Bene from your interaction pool
Yeah.
to up your venture. So we'd be at a venture of 5.
Yes.
Okay. And you're going to be rolling 2 dice, but you can spend a sortilege to be rolling 3. Which will up your odds of success by a third. So, yeah.
But also flux. So
Also flux.
Okay.
But most flux are not... They're not bad. They're like wild magic surges.
Okay. So
I mean, some of them hurt you, but like until you get to grand flux where it's like someone dies,
right.
we're okay.
So I'll be rolling 3 dice.
So
and
3
one of them
dice,
will
and
be
you've got a
magic?
venture of 5. One of them is your regular dice, so remember that.
Oh,
And then
right.
your
And the other
your
2
two
are
magic dice, because you can only trigger flux on your magic dice.
Okay. All right. Well, wish me luck. I have a 6 and a 6 and a 2.
Okay. So the
So that's
Daredal
2
looks
11s, right?
Yeah, the Daredal looks crestfallen
Ah!
as the final card comes up in your favor.
Yay!
All right. And a spell seeps into your brain. So you now know the following spell. Peering into Hearts. This is a level 4 general spell. I look at a close being and know what their immediate thought is, what their current desire or intentions are, or why they are carrying out their current action. I can look at another close being each round as an action, but I can't look at anyone more than once. Depletes on a 0 or 1 roll. Check each round, and its color is blue.
Oh my god, that is so Serena.
That's so cool.
So I just wrote peering into hearts, and then it's blue, and I will rely on you for
Yeah,
more information.
I'll copy it into your character sheet.
Perfect. I just put it on my notes.
So you just feel this spell like worm its way into your brain, into your mind, setting all the pathways clicking into place as you instantly learn it.
Oh my god, I want to play another hand. Key, do you want in?
This is how gambling works, kids.
You're betting your own spell on the next one. I just had to get you going.
I'm pretty sure if I tried to play, I would lose. So, I probably shouldn't do any gambling. Mostly because Anders doesn't think I have any ventures to do this.
Oh.
So
Oh my god.
it would be +0. So I think
Well, you know, you win some, you lose some, but all right, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. We always got more. You want to gamble? Yeah.
Oh my god, my venture would be 1.
You know, I do feel sad that Daphne lost a spell.
could we
Pass you by.
Do you think I could bet you the spell that I just won for the spell that she just lost?
I don't see why not. Always willing to work another game of chance there.
Tell Serena, you don't have to do that.
Well, I mean, I feel bad about it.
I mean, honestly, for us, it's not the winner or the losing. We just like the game.
Yeah, this is an interesting game.
I have
Not sure I quite understand it yet, she says.
I have a question.
Yes.
Could I increase the pot and maybe we could get something else like a secret or something? I could put something else in.
Yeah, of course. What are you offering there?
Well, I have this box and I have this potion. And you could have both of them if you wanted. The box is really fun, and the potion makes you better at things.
Oh, yeah. I think that's fair. Now, like, what kind of secrets you looking for? Like any particular subject area? You just want a random secret? I mean, if I tell you that, like, the gerent of this district wears, the purple underwear, I mean, that's a secret, but it's not very, interesting. By the way, that is a real secret.
I'm gonna write that down.
He does
That's
purple,
important.
exclusively purple.
That's a free secret right there.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about information about the Leech Worlds?
All right. Yeah. I think he's like, they're sort of like survey the other
Black
people.
Spiral Path. Do you know anything about the Black Spiral Path?
One of them nods and they say, yeah. I think we can at least point you in something that points you in the right direction.
Are we comfortable with that, Key?
Yeah. And so this box is mechanically, what is it called? Where am I, perma? This is never put aside your childish things, and this is a pale potion, so put those in the middle.
Yeah. You put those in there, and this is a sort of double or nothing kind of deal, right? Yeah. We win, we get the spell back and these ephemera, and you win.
Right.
You get her spell back, and you get a little secret. Look-see loop. Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm very anxious about this. Could I bum a light from you? Could I have?
And like 4 arms start, and then like several like lighters are held forward.
Well, that's generous of them.
That's right.
Thanks. I'm not gonna light.
Of course.
I'm not gonna light anything yet. I'm waiting. I have a plan.
Interesting.
Oh boy.
Interesting.
All right. So I'm
we
gonna
have a
guess
plan?
Tal Serena is the one doing the gambling.
I think that's what's happening, yes.
Okay, so if you do the same as before, you spend 1 from interaction and 1 from sortilege, then you've got a venture of, 5, and rolling 3
That's
dice.
right. And go ahead.
I would like to help by cheating.
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay, and how would you like to cheat?
I want to light the cigar and basically take in the entire thing in one single drag, and then puff out all the smoke into his face, and try to look at his cards. Their cards.
Okay, I like this. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little unusual. I'm going to have you do a challenge on this, and then if it's successful, it'll provide an enhancement to the venture.
Okay.
And if it fails, we'll see what happens then. So so go ahead. And are you using anything special on this?
Could I light the cigar with my spell?
Yeah. Which spell?
The elemental scar.
So it's like a huge, like just a giant gout of flame.
Oh my god.
Sure.
That's
sure,
so
yeah.
good.
That's the only thing I have.
Yeah.
Love
So it's
this
the whole.
so much.
It's the whole theatrics of it, right? Like feeding
Yeah.
into it.
It's all a distraction.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. So yes, you can do that. What's the level of that spell again?
Let me look. That's a level 3.
Okay. So we're gonna start your venture at a 3. You can spend a bene again from your interaction pool. It's kind of like performance art, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that if you wish. That will bring your venture to a 4.
I will do that.
And you're using a magic spell as part of this, so I'm totally going to say that you're rolling 2 dice, and if you want to spend an enhancement from your sortilege, you can roll 3.
I will do that as well.
Okay.
So 3 plus my regular dice, or just 3
So-
altogether?
So 3 altogether. Yeah. Just remember which one's your regular and which 2 are your magic.
I just move the cat real quick. Okay. Okay, so that is an 5, a 7 on the regular, and a 2 on the 2 on the regular, and 5 and 7 on the magic. Sorry.
Okay. Good. All right. So there's like a huge like gout of flame, and then a huge like puff of smoke like over the whole table as you like sneak a peek at cards and whisper some stuff. And so I'm going to give Talsarina a +2 to her venture. So she's got a venture of 7, and you're rolling 3 dice.
Wow. I was gonna try to cheat, but now I don't think I need to. Or maybe I do. I don't know.
I think
But I
like
think we're
basically
risking it enough.
yeah, and your situational bonus can't really improve at this point. So
I was gonna try to like sneak a card into like my flesh pocket.
Oh no!
But like
the
we've
ace
already
in the
got
hole.
we've
Yeah.
already got this, so we're good. I'll save my flesh pocket for something else.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, okay. All right. Woo, here we go.
So many jokes to be made there.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Okay. I have a 9. I have an 8, and I have a 2.
Okay. All right. So you totally like you outdeal like you just run circles around his hands until you win. And so yes. So Daphne, you regain that particular spell that you had.
Yay!
I'm gonna just do like a quick skip in a circle, and my little tentacles are really excited.
Yeah, you can just feel it worm its way back into your mind. And sort of gestures to one of the other Daedals who comes forward and says, well,
Yes.
so you're looking to go to the Moth Cities,
That's
walk
right.
the Black Spiral?
That's right.
All right. Well, there's a piece. There's a let's see. There's a book that you might find interesting. Talks a lot about the creation of the Black Spiral, among other things. This book is called The Secrets of the Devoured. Now, I only know one copy in Saturnine anyway. And, well, that's in the private library of the Church of Midnight. Like, the members only section.
Oh no!
So, I mean, you can, probably not just any brand new members allowed in there, but, someone joined the Church of Midnight, you could get a look-see-loo. I mean, they're always accepting new adherents out there. Or, I don't know, maybe you go out for their services. I hear they give all kinds of services and help to people that are, like, depressed and stuff. They do a lot of good works for people.
Wow.
For a bunch of demon-worshipping, people.
He just keeps looking at Nigel like, oh, demon worshipping, library, book.
What's wrong with worshiping demons, love?
I don't say anything to you. Just
No, I'm saying that to the Drendel.
Uh,
I'm eating ice cream in Saturnine. It's canon.
yeah. He's like, well, I'm not gonna yuck your yum or pass any judgment on your worshipping choices. Demons, dark gods, consumption of souls, sacrifice of innocence, whatever floats your boat, no judgment. But I mean, like, the church is, like, open. It's not like they're like some underground cult sacrificing, the pure and innocent. I don't know quite what they do. They manage to, like, make deals and worship dark gods and do all kinds of stuff pretty openly, and, like, the authorities don't do anything. Occasionally a whole mob of angels, like, attacks the cathedral. That's a pretty good show.
Yeah, like a bunch of goddamn ruffian thugs attacking people just trying to worship.
Agents of the Legacy, Agents of the Void. They're going to do what they're going to do. Anyway, that's your secret from me to you.
All
And now,
right.
of course, what was I talking about again? I forget. That's the way it works.
Amazing.
so cool.
Well, it was certainly nice playing with you. Maybe.
Well,
we
I think you folks came out ahead, but we enjoyed the game nevertheless. It was fun.
Yes, thank you.
Are we all
come-
friends now?
Yeah, we come here Thursday nights. You're welcome to come play with us anytime.
Okay.
Great place to, like,
Thank you so much.
yeah, Mass there, like, never remembers our name, so it's always a new thing, Well, he knows he's seen us before, but he doesn't remember any of our names, so it's good.
That sounds like fun. I might come back. Hopefully I won't lose anything. I might, though.
Well, the thing is, you lose something here, it ends up in the Lost and Found, but no one knows any names, so it makes it a little challenging to get it back.
That's right.
All right, well, it was a pleasure meeting you folks. We're going to roll on out of here to our next engagement. Yeah, we got to make the circuit.
Do they literally roll? Because they're like bugs.
Pillbugs.
Yeah, a bunch of them, like, roll up like roly-polies.
Yes.
Bye.
Fantastic.
Bye.
Goodbye. Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Hey, that worked out really well for us. Thank you, Tell Serena. I have my
The-
spell back.
Yes, the moon
Yes.
smiled upon us this evening.
That was really impressive. You had a very good poker face.
Thank you.
I only saw one face. I don't
Well.
understand.
Gee, that was some quick thinking.
They're very smart. Key is always on top of it.
Absolutely.
I just thought they smelled really good, and then I thought maybe I can use that, and so I did.
Perfection.
Nigel, did you have fun?
I loved every fucking minute of everything that I just saw. So yeah, I have fun.
Well, good.
Where'd you get your ice cream?
From
the
Mass.
from the bartender.
Oh, I didn't even see it happen.
It's very good. It's well, let me see here. Looks to be chocolate chip tortured soul dough. It's kind of nice.
Nice.
It
kinda
looks
nice.
really cold.
Oh,
Seems like something that arm of yours would enjoy.
it's deliciously cold, love. So
It's resting on like ice. So like the bowl is like resting on this like chipped thing of ice that Mass told you is ice that won't melt until you want it to.
perfect.
It's called Redivivis, this ice, and he tells you the story. Like Saturine's kind of one of the only places that really wants it, but it comes from a place called Yestervale, down in the far south of Indigo, in the caverns underneath. And he says if you're a Vislae, that it's even more valuable.
I could see why.
Well,
So
but he tells you why, which is that if you have where is it? How much it is? So like a small chunk, like what's in this, if you held it and absorbed it, it would give you a sorcery bene.
I'm done with my ice cream.
Yeah, and then you like absorb it, and it pumps a sorcery bene into your pool.
Just like replenishes one, doesn't increase by one. Right?
No, it adds a bene to your pool. So like your pool can
No.
go over its maximum.
Wow.
Oh,
It won't, like, then when you use it and rest and refresh or whatever, it goes back to whatever its normal
okay.
level was. Basically consider it like
That's
temporary
cool.
HP, right?
For sure. Got it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Well,
Wow.
Church of Midnight then, yeah?
It seems like it. Nigel, what do you know about the Church of Midnight?
I know a bit. They are demons of the dark. Yeah, Dan?
It's an organization of people. It's in the Confederacy of Cloisters. There's
Right.
the Midnight Cathedral is their main headquarters. Lots of people join it, and it's a loose organization in that, unlike a lot of cults, there's a lot of like demon worshipping cults and stuff, right? But this is a very open church. It's formally accepted, and they don't worship any one entity. Basically, it is all adherents that worship any number of, not just demons, but like there's dark gods and stuff too that aren't necessarily demons or of the dark. Of the dark, some of the red, but basically it's a whole bunch of like evil, quote unquote evil, like witches and warlocks and like whatever else. It's not just Vislae, there's others. Yeah. They also though offer a ton of services and support for the depressed and the suicidal, including counseling, like drugs, magic.
All right. So I've actually been interested in joining them for some time.
I had a feeling you might have been.
So what's that, Key?
Should we take you over there and you can join and then steal the book for us?
Oh, that's a
Ain't got
quick escalation there.
ain't got steal. Midnight's good people. Enjoy them. Maybe do a job for 'em. Then we'll get. We just need to read the book. We don't need to own it. I'll read the book once, commit it to memory.
There we go.
That's good too.
So, let's go to the Church of Midnight.
But what kind of other books do you think they have in their library?
All the good ones, love. All the best.
A Lover's Guide to Demonology.
the demonic sutra.
Yeah.
All right, that is a good place for us to end for the night.
Yeah.
And go around and talk about our characters a little bit, do our wrap-ups, and then we'll host Crit Roll for those who want to stick around and watch it in our chat. So we will start with Emma. Emma, I think probably didn't make any progress on your character arc at the moment.
Correct.
At least not known.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might find information about the Forgotten Mother in the course of this journey, but you haven't found any information yet.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. So there's that. But was there anything that brought you particular joy or despair in the session? And also, what was your favorite moment?
Well, I am wondering. I'm wondering if I'm not sure if it would be joy or despair actually, but the moment that I successfully was able to use interface for the first time that was like not in a practice session, I feel like would bring me joy, but the fact that I got all of that feedback, I don't know if that would be despair.
Yeah, that's true. Let's err on the side of pushing it to despair, because you do currently have a Vex in that pool. You get this mental feedback, so
Yeah.
I'm sort of when in doubt, despair.
Okie dokie.
Because
So,
life is sadness.
it sure is. It's suffering and sadness, and here we are.
That's how we grow.
And then I think my favorite moment, this one's really hard. I really liked the moment when Key used the big flame just to distract all these bug people. I thought that was fantastic. That was really great, because it's always so surprising, because Key is they seem very sturdy and solid, and then they do something wild and you're like, okay, cool, that's really cool. I think that was probably my favorite moment.
Excellent. Awesome. All right, so let's go over to Anders then with Key. Similar, I think. Nothing on your romance arc today. No. But I've got that in my mind. And was there anything that brought Key particular joy or despair?
I mean, mechanically, I'd like a despair, but I think Key just got a lot of joy because Key made friends and they won a card game, and Key helped their friends get a secret, and Nigel got his arm back, and Key's just feeling lots of joy right now.
Yeah, and they use their fire abilities to like great effect to help their friends.
Yeah,
right?
my fire helped. And
Yeah.
I didn't catch the place on fire, and this is the first time that's happened when I've used it, so...
That's true. Okay. I think more so like the fire aspects, because often it's your like forte and stuff that really drive your joy as a character. So I think that in particular for them was a particular driver of joy. So go ahead and mark a joy.
Cool.
And other than that, did you also have a favorite moment, Anders?
I did. At the beginning, when Nigel got his arm and you were describing the like oil on water, I was just dying. It was the imagery was just like, so yeah, that was my favorite moment.
Excellent.
that description.
Perfect. I am glad that was the intent. So with that, Nigel, we already gave you your acumen.
Yeah, that was really nice. I felt like that the whole arm thing, it did give me the acumen, but I felt like is that like so for joy? It was a very joyful moment for me having a new experience that only someone as close to demons as I am could have.
Yeah, because I think when it like chewed into your flesh and like you took the anguish, but I can imagine, and I didn't necessarily want to say how Nigel would feel.
Yeah.
But I think there was like an ecstasy, like an ecstatic experience to that as well, right?
Yes, there was
like
there
exquisite pain.
Like you said, there's no in his mind, there's no beauty without pain.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that is inherent to your relationship with demons.
I know that these changes are going to be brutal, but they'll make me more beautiful.
They'll bring you closer to the demons that you desire.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right.
Because yes, mechanically the idea here is like from just like a game perspective, right, and relating to arcs and storytelling, like because your character arc is restoration. We don't want it to be over too quickly by just getting this arm.
Yeah.
So right now it's essentially like a demonic prosthetic. It's an item. But as you progress, I can imagine this arm like becoming an actual just inherent part of you, part of your body.
Right.
And that would be the climax of the arc. And then you've got, for you in particular, the resolution as Alice.
Yes.
So I like a lot of these arcs. The climax of the arc isn't the end, and it gets you the most. It's like 3 acumen or something.
Yeah.
And then there's a resolution that gets you like 1 more. So it's just like the cherry on top.
Yeah. I've got all my acumen on here, it looks like, so I think we're good.
Yeah. Okay, so good. And a favorite moment.
I mean, I really enjoyed the gambling, but I'm just gonna say it. My favorite moment was getting that arm, describing it. The way you described it, the way it bit on, everyone's reaction. Me getting the arm was just too sick for me. Oh, it's so good. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Excellent. All right, Alexis, tell Serena. I think same boat as Daphne in terms of, this all might lead to some discoveries on your Uncover a Mystery, but nothing explicit today yet.
Right. Sorry, Kat. Hi, honey. Let's see. Yes. So I personally think so. Tell Serena is all about. Tell Serena really enjoys learning secrets without having to give up any of her own. So that's about as close as I can think of to any joy or despair.
Yeah.
But you tell me.
Well, and you had some new uses and synergies of like a whole bunch of your abilities around deception and things like that to gain secrets. So I think that I would buy the totality of that as being worthy of joy.
Yeah. All right. Mark a joy.
Okay.
Hello, Inara.
And otherwise, your favorite moment?
Okay, so my favorite moment was when Key wanted something very, very hot, and Key received a boiling coffee, but that there was like a little like fiery creature inside was just, and then Key's reaction to all of that was just the frickin' best. I loved every second of all of that.
Excellent. Yes, I enjoyed that too. All right. Well, that is it for us here. So you can find
I'm
us...
Alexis. Sorry that you can find me at Dice Priority most of the time, and I'm going to be running a Turtle one shot on Sunday.
That is correct. So down below, all of our Twitter handles are here. I will be playing on Dice Priority for this Turtle one shot on Sunday. So you get to see me on another channel and as a player, which doesn't happen on stream too often. I'm super excited. Matthew's going to be there too.
That's right. I'm so excited. We finally get to have you fun and finally get to have you play.
Yeah.
It is. It's going to be great. So Saturday is going to be another busy day for us. So through June, Thursday and Saturday are going to be busy for us, and I guess Sundays too. So because we've got if you were here earlier, Nat is running Shadow Dust Cold from Mad Mage over the course of the week, and Saturdays. Well, this Saturday we're going to have. Why don't you announce it, Emma?
This Saturday, we're going to be kicking off some of our Pride community games and events, and we're going to have a sort of it's going to be Pride brunch. It's going to be a talk show. We've got a really great set of panelists who are set up, and we're going to talk about all sorts of wonderful things. And that starts at noon Eastern. So bring your cocktails, bring your coffee, bring your bacon. It's going to be great. I'm really excited.
Yeah. So that's looking great. And then oh no, that's next week when we launch Saltmarsh. So
Saltmarsh is the following week.
You're not doing back to back. But we will be back, of course, with more Invisible Sun on Saturday night as the suns burn. We're minus still a Sam, as she is enjoying Ireland, which is fantastic. And we will also be short Annie Henrietta, but we do have Alex Catu joining us again, and a very special guest, as Jordan Shively, Dread Singles himself, will be joining us, reprising his character from Grant Ellis's previous Invisible Sun games, Noah, who is an apostate who is all kinds of dark and spoopy, is going to be joining us. So I am super excited. We've had him hanging out in chat. We love him. And I am so excited / nervous to GM for Jordan.
Going to be a lot of teeth.
There's going to be a lot of teeth. Yeah. Tentacles and teeth. And I'm going to make sure that there is flesh pockets aplenty as I prep. And then Sunday we have Urban Shadows. And when is the other game starting?
That's the
20 in a couple of weeks.
16th.
16th. Yeah, that sounds
Is that
right.
What it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
Old Myths? Yeah, that's the 16th.
Sunday afternoons.
Yep.
Not Old Myths, but
oh no, that's a different one.
Gothic brunch, Gothic
brunch.
Yeah.
Brunch. Yeah.
Gothic brunch.
Yeah. Perfect. And so that will be Techno Scald, Kyle, who's hanging out in chat. And yes, we expect Old Myths to be starting soon. We just have to do the final approvals on it. So yes, thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to kick over to Critical Role and see you on Thursday.
Love you all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.